Why innovate? Like all ITD initiatives, it starts with our vision to be the best transportation department in the country, and continues with our mission of your safety, your mobility, and your economic opportunity. To be the best and deliver on our mission, ITD has to harness the innovative spirit of employees.
Innovation is the most constructive way to change, because it says, look, I'm going to go for this goal and I'm going to intentionally change this. It's not about, oh, this happened on accident, so it happened to me. It's, I'm making this happen.
The strategic innovation effort is led by Chief Administrative Officer Shar MacArthur, with help from other senior leaders, including District 2 Engineer Dave Queasty.
There's a lot of innovation going on at ITD every day. And to be able to capture that and to share it with others and to get the word out of what's being done is important.
To attract and retain the upcoming generation of employees, we have to create a high-achieving environment and a workplace that they're excited to come to every day. And that's an innovative workplace. If it's a workplace where you do the same thing every day and there's no room for change or creative thought, then people aren't going to want to work here. And we're going to have a challenge in attracting that new generation of workers.
There's a lot of ideas out there. We hear them at staff meetings, we hear them at conferences, things that other groups are doing.
Innovation is really, really strong at ITD. Everywhere you go in ITD, you see innovative efforts going on. You see people thinking about how to do their jobs better. We're looking to develop employees. We're looking to continually improve our business practices. Those are our strategic goals, and that's how we become the best transportation department in the country. And innovation is our vehicle to do that.
During the first year, Innovate ITD generated 124 ideas and implemented 70 innovations, estimated to have saved $385,000 and 12,300 hours. Still, the number of ideas and implementations was short of the goals MacArthur expected. The team had some thoughts on potential improvement, but also got some objective feedback from the Boise State University MBA program.
I was so impressed with the people. The people at ITD care, and I think that I've been in a lot of government agencies where that doesn't feel like the case, where they're like, I'm here to do my job and nothing else. But it felt like everybody here cared and they wanted to do their job well because they know who they're serving and they were interested in that.
The MBA students helped the innovation team identify one barrier they needed to address immediately. Filtering, judging, and rejecting ideas defeated their purpose.
We were discouraging participation. We were discouraging creativity. We were shutting the innovation funnel down. So we stopped doing that. Any idea is a welcome idea because what we're trying to do is grow a culture of stimulating ideas or creative ideas or innovative ideas.
The students also provided ITD with a set of tools and recommendations to further break down barriers. We learned we needed to reach deeper in the organization to foster innovation. So we created a team of innovation stewards comprised of staff from every district and division.
Since I've made this known that I'm the steward in the district, I've had several people already come and say, or email me and say, here's all my ideas.
Having this group of stewards come in and help us be the face of innovation at the district so that people all know they have a contact to work on those ideas is important and will help us get it further into the organization.
One person may have 10, 20 ideas that may not be so whiz-bang or cost-effective. And then you get to the 20th one or the 50th or the 100th, and that's a really valuable thing. You haven't stifled any kind of creative momentum in that person or in the district, and people really latch on to that and continue on to provide ideas, and then at some point in time we're going to really get a really good innovation that's going to save lives and lots of money.
Another improvement is better recognizing our innovations. We came up with the best of the best to recognize the best ideas in the categories of safety, mobility, economic opportunity, cost savings, time savings, customer service, and employee development. Here is this year's best of the best, representing innovation from across our departments. Ryan Lancaster in Engineering Services simplified the process for selecting crash cushions.
after digging into it a little bit, just discovered that we weren't really utilizing all of the products that were available on the market, and that we weren't really using them in the smartest way.
The cushions absorb the impact of crashing vehicles away from infrastructure such as overpass supports or guardrails. Ryan's innovation allows the department to select crash cushions based on performance needs and the crash history of each site, which will decrease life cycle costs and, most importantly, save lives. Drew Meppen and Darren Johnson in District 6 developed a new process using Bluetooth technology in tablets and smartphones to measure travel time delays in work zones. Using the Bluetooth sensors, Meppen and Johnson can monitor the actual travel time through construction zones in real time without having to be at the site.
Being able to track that delay has helped us kind of quantify it and kind of put a measure of performance on how well we're doing, so we're more accountable and helping the contractor to be more efficient on keeping our delay times down.
The District 3 Lardo Bridge team completed the department's first bridge project using the lateral slide construction method. This limited the time Highway 55 was closed to just 35 days. Using a standard construction process would have required the bridge on one of Idaho's most heavily traveled highways to be restricted to one lane for up to 8 months.
But their proposal to do it this way allowed us, during the heavy tourist and recreational traffic time in the city of McCall, to minimize the disruption of traffic.
The new 2.5 million pound bridge was constructed, then placed on slider pads, lubricated with dish soap, and slid 70 feet into place in just 4 hours. David Petersdorf in District 5 noticed paint crews were stopping frequently to refill paint guns with retro reflective beads. To reduce time spent refilling paint guns, David designed a more efficient nozzle that directs paint beads straight down instead of to the side. The new nozzle reduced bead costs by 36%. And in the first year of use, the new nozzle design saved District 5 approximately $52,000. In DMV, a 3-person team developed a new process to reduce the time required to select routes for single-trip permits for motor carriers operating overweight vehicles. The crew even developed their own animated video to describe their innovative process.
On average, around 1,300 bridge requests are submitted yearly. The new system utilizes software already used by ITD, resulting in minimal cost to implement.
When the backlog of unprocessed vehicle titles began increasing, the DMV titles section developed a solution to reduce the time to process the titles.
We're always looking at our business processes to see if they can be done differently to become more effective.
They found that by having some employees focus on nothing but processing the titles and other employees focus on nothing but answering customer phone calls and maintenance tasks, production time for the titles decreased.
The faster we can get those titles turned around, people have their ownership document in their hand, and it's much less stress on our staff.
All 6 of ITD's districts and the Division of Human Resources developed and implemented a compensation plan that now allows pay levels for snowplow operators to be based on performance, training, experience, and skill. This is the first program of its kind for a state agency in Idaho.
We train a lot of people and then we lose them. Now we ought to be able to train them and keep them.
The compensation plan includes more than 200 hours of training and 800 hours of on-the-job work before an operator can reach the highest level.
If there's one thing I could say about this program, it does increase the skills and knowledge of our employees to really be masters of their jobs, and which in turn increases employee satisfaction, morale, productivity, and customer satisfaction.
These innovations are a small representation of the overall efforts going on in every corner of ITD. These are different because we are hearing about them today. The people contributing these ideas stood up to be counted. And when we can count the efforts and the impact of the efforts, we can demonstrate how ITD is working hard to become the best transportation department in the country.